Hey guys, Dave here. Welcome to Centurion's Review, the punk rock band of wargame review institutions. This is Seelöwe, the German invasion of Britain in 1940. This is from SPI, one of their flat packs. I borrowed this from Len. In the summer of 1940, only the British Empire remained in arms against the Third Reich, and the British Isles lay vulnerable to invasion and conquest. Of course, the invasion was never attempted, but on 5th of June, the middle and lower operational echelons of the Wehrmacht proceeded to realistically prepare a plan for a possible cross-channel effort, codenamed Seelowe, or they say it's called Seelowe, okay, German for sea lion. There are three basic scenarios in the game which illustrate the three most probable what-ifs. They are the OKH plan, the initial unvarnished army plan, which envisioned a broad invasion front and upwards of 30 divisions in the first wave. The Navy plan, which was the final operational plan for the invasion. And the July quickly, which presupposes that the Germans had held troops out from the final Battle of France in June and made other preparations for a July descent. German units in this game are regiment, British units are brigades and division. Each hex represents 8 kilometers, blah blah blah. Alright, here it says complexity level is 5.1 and average playing time is 2.5 hours. Here's some player notes here. Here we have the combat results table and the air attack tables. And another one for the other player. And here's your terrain and supply effects chart. You know, not sure why they made that single-sided. They could have made it double-sided and fit one of the other charts on the other side too. Alright, here's the rules. We'll get to that in a minute. Counters are in here. They're just standard NATO military symbols, nothing fancy. Here's the map. Looks like what I'd expect from a game this old. Here's where you put the German forces initially available in France. These look like your invasion lines. Weather table. German airborne goes there. See what the British have on their side. Here's your British initial forces, the order of battle. Actually, it doesn't look like there's too many units in this game. A lot less than I thought. Here's a rule book, and it's a strange shape. Alright, it looks like units have combat strength and movement allowance, and that says what size unit and what type. Oh, here's why it's strange. It's when they fold out things. Here's your sequence of play. You have a weather phase. This is on the German player turn. Landing phase, reinforcement phase, supply judgment phase, air attack phase, German initial movement phase, and a combat phase. Followed by German mechanized movement phase, disruption removal phase, and an embarkation phase. And then the British have a reinforcement phase, a unit activation phase, supply judgment phase, air attack phase, British initial movement and rail movement phase, combat phase, British mechanized movement phase, and training and detraining phase, and a disruption removal phase. And then last thing you do is move the game turn marker. Alright, here's your movement rules. Looks like there's zones of control in this too. Alright, stacking a maximum of 2 non-supply ground combat units can be stacked in a single hex. Here's your combat rules. And looks like you have supply rules too. And then the air power rules start there. And that's basically it. And here's the scenarios begin. So that's a very short rule set, so this is probably a playable game. Here's your September scenario H, the Oak plan. Alright, looks like there's some rules interspersed in here too. Now it's going over to reinforcements. And then here's your rules for the British Home Guard. And here's your victory conditions. Looks like it's one with victory points. And if Germans hold 0 through 4 ports, it's a British victory. victory ratio less than 1. Technical draw, if the Germans hold 5, or German marginal, and they hold 0 through 4, but the victory ratio is greater than 1, or German substantive 5 or more and 1 or greater for victory ratio, and German decisive 10 or more or 2 or greater for the victory ratio. Thanks for watching, guys. If you've tried this, definitely chime in and let us know how it is. Hopefully, I'll get a chance to try this. I'm pretty sure Len's played it before, but I want to try it too. Have a good evening.